This podcast is supported by Music Theater of Wenatchee, celebrating 64 years of bringing stories to life. From show-stopping musicals to powerful plays, the Music Theater of Wenatchee stage is where stories come alive. Now they are writing the next chapter, and you can help make it happen. Thanks to the McKee Matching Funds campaign, every dollar you give is doubled, up to $50,000, towards MTW's Riverside Annex expansion project. To support the next act of community theater in Wenatchee, visit annex.mtow.org and donate today.
Opening nightclub.
We're not opening a nightclub.
It's the opening nightclub. We can't wait to watch an opening night show, because on opening night we always go with our opening night club. Opening night club.
Welcome to the Opening Nightclub podcast. This is a podcast where active theater members and enthusiasts will recap, discuss, and celebrate the opening night performances around Central Washington. I'm your host, Kevin McKee, and with me again is actor, playwright, theater gadfly, and my friend Skyler Cuthill. Hello, Skyler.
Howdy, Kevin. How's it going?
Going pretty good. How's rehearsals going?
Oh, great. We're actually going to be rehearsing tonight for 12th night. It is our first day off book. So we're all very excited about that. The Shakespeare, the language, is difficult sometimes. But
Yes.
We're getting there. It's coming along.
So in your cast, is everybody like theater regulars, or do you have people fairly new to Shakespeare?
We have some newer people. We have Shelley Heron, who is newer to the area. She's been in a couple of things. She was just in the New Directors Showcase with us. And we have the wonderful Gracie Camp, who was in the Cascade High School drama program when I was doing tech for them. So I remember her from like 10 years ago, and she's been working at the library, and she is back now in the theater scene, and we're all very excited to have her.
Awesome. Well, one thing we were discussing before the podcast that we really haven't got a chance to discuss Sound of Music, which honestly, it's the 900-pound gorilla in the theater summer here in Central Washington.
Yeah, the flagship production of Lower Summer Theater. Old, reliable.
They've been doing it for 30, 35 years?
Yeah, since 95, but they took 1 year off. I think it was 2015 when they couldn't get the rights because of a tour, and then 2020. So I don't think it's been quite their 30th anniversary for The Sound of Music yet.
But it is a favorite with the Tourist to Leavenworth. They really will sell out 20, 22 performances every summer.
Yeah. Generally, the first night or two are not sold out, and then after that, it's gone. So I think actually this season is very nearly sold out, if not sold out already. So if you were interested, sometimes locals don't go, but if you are interested, please consider getting tickets sooner than later here. It does sell out.
Just because everyone listening to this podcast are insiders to local theater, one thing to be aware of is that they do have seats that are reserved for patrons. And part of becoming a patron of Leavenworth Summer Theater is they will allow you to have 2 patron tickets. So I know that there are people that will become patrons specifically to get tickets.
Yeah, and sometimes there are tickets available like the day of, like rush tickets.
Yeah.
If patrons didn't take their tickets, didn't wind up showing up or whatnot.
Yes. So that is one thing, because you're listening to the podcast, you might not know, but now you do.
Wonderful.
Okay. Sound of Music.
Yes.
You had some things you wanted to discuss.
I had another idea. So last week, I had my amazing genius, this is the one they'll remember me for idea, which was to say Bonnie and Clyde at Legoland. And that came to me in a dream. But I had, like a bolt from the blue yesterday, I had a conscience inspiration, which is that me and the guys last night were watching Love After Lockup, which is an extremely high-quality TLC reality show.
You say that like everybody does that at night, watches Love After Lockup.
Listen, homeboy, if you are not successful in your career or family track, sometimes you wind up watching Love After Lockup with a bunch of other bachelors at 1 a.m. This is just how it happens, right? I'm a product of my environment. But anyway, we were watching Love After Lockup, which is similar to 90 Day Fiancé, if you people watch that, which is actually probably the better show of the two. Love After Lockup is extremely grim. The concept is that people on the outside of prison correspond with and then fall in, quote, love, unquote, with prisoners. And then they either marry in prison or they affiance themselves and then marry shortly after the other party gets out of prison. And it's just dreadful. It's the world's saddest people hooking up with absolute predators, and it never goes well. It's just the grimiest stuff you can imagine. But the other night we were watching it, because that's how life goes sometimes. And it was the season 4 opener, and the couples were introducing themselves. And one of the couples was a guy on the outside, and he had been concealing the fact from the woman that he was about to marry that he had 6 children from a previous relationship. And he was just like, we'll just see how it goes. I want her to meet him, and I think she'll love him. And I think they'll really take off. It'll be all okay. I'll just spring this on her. It'll be fun. And I was like, oh my God, that's like the modern Sound of Music, isn't it? And then went, oh my God, that's like the modern Sound of Music. So I'm going to, in a couple of years, I have so many other projects to do, but in a couple of years, I will write the modern Sound of Music, where a female inmate gets paroled to take care of a widowed family with 7 children. And then I guess the Nazis are like bail bond agents, right? She like skips parole. And then at the end, it'll be like, across that mountain is Mexico, freedom. But what of the children? We can make it.
Don't worry about us. We can make it, Father.
Yeah. We can cross the Rio Grande. So look for that. If they don't remember me for Bonnie and Clyde at Legoland, they'll remember me for that one. I don't know what the title is yet. That'll come to me in another moment of walking inspiration. It'll just happen.
I don't know that everybody is waiting for an update to the Sound of Music.
Yes, they are.
It's just so old-fashioned. If only we could modernize the Sound of Music.
No, they'll love it. They'll love it. Maybe Liesel also falls in love with an inmate, or one of the bail bondsmen. Yeah, the bail bondsman, right? Because Rolf is Nazi adjacent.
Okay.
Right. So the bail bondsman comes over to check on the mom, and Liesel's like, oh man, this is all coming. See, it's writing itself. That's the mark of a good idea.
It kind of is.
It's just happening. Pop,
yeah.
pop, pop.
This is. I knew a theater teacher years ago that would do Shakespeare with her high schoolers every year, but she would always modernize it, and it was always set in Vietnam. It kind of has that feeling to it.
Okay. Thank you for the very high compliment you have just paid me and my idea. But I will persevere, and you will see. The Sound of Prison, the Prison of Music, Music Prison. I don't know. I'm workshopping the title still, but that's coming.
Okay. Let's get to opening night. Opening Night Club was at Wenatchee High School to see the Stage Teens production of High School Musical Junior.
Yes, we were. It was great.
It was great. We did not have a big turnout for the Opening Night Club.
There were 2 of us.
There was more than that. We had a couple more that are Opening Night Club adjacent that were there.
Rachel was there.
Rachel and her husband were there. Yeah. And good to see them, as always. But it was, this is a new podcast, and so we're just getting the concept started. So we'll talk about at the end of our podcast where we're going next, and hopefully we'll have more people joining the Opening Night Club podcast. Okay, so the opener, High School Musical Junior, and for those of you who is there anybody who's not familiar with High School Musical at this point?
That was in my time, right? That was 20 years ago, almost at this point, High School Musical. I remember my sister was really into it.
Yeah, it started as a Disney Channel movie.
Yes.
And actually spawned 2-3 more movies.
Yeah. And to be clear, for people who listened last time, it was not Selena Gomez in High School Musical. She was also a Disney Channel star at the time. So that was not the craziest mistake I've ever made. It was Vanessa Hudgens.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Yes, she was the female lead with Zac Efron.
Yeah,
yes.
There we go. So it was a movie on the Disney Channel, which was very successful.
Yes.
And then it was converted into a actual musical.
Yes.
That it's done by high schools.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
It's pretty
commonly done.
I don't know that it's ever gone to Broadway or toured or something like that.
I don't know.
I think it's basically it's an educational or youth production type thing.
Yeah, I mean that's who it's for. It's
Yeah.
for high
Yeah.
schoolers. It was made for the younger crowd, right?
Yeah.
And that's who gets something out of it. I don't think that Gen Pop is super into High School Musical.
Yes.
But it's a good show.
It's a good show.
We had made jokes last week also about it being High School Musical Junior. And so I talked to Christopher Puckett the other day, who was a professor of music in Western Washington. And he had actually, been the vocal director or whatnot for a production of High School Musical. And he told me that the difference between High School Musical and High School Musical Junior is that they've stripped out some songs, that the original show had added songs from the movie that were not in the movie. And then High School Musical Junior also, so it strips out those songs and it makes the music easier. That apparently Troy, the male lead, has some difficult music in the
Yes.
original. So that's part of making it more accessible,
Yeah, they dropped 4 songs, and I read that they also added like 3 named characters that weren't listed before.
Okay, so to make it more of an ensemble show.
I think so. They
Okay.
added drum major Mrs. Tenney and the moderator for the science decathlon.
Okay.
Are listed characters now.
Yeah.
But I did notice that Stage Teens, they did something that you see at a lot of high school shows where they've added a lot of kids,
Yes.
where they added names for everybody.
Yes.
And so it's very difficult to go through and say, okay, these were the main characters because all the ensemble now has names. And one thing I would like to point out is kind of the way that Stage Teens works. It's a summer camp, and they'd been doing this for 10 days,
Yes.
and they had 60 plus kids on stage.
There were a lot of kids on stage.
There's a lot of kids on
A
stage.
lot.
And one thing that I noticed, and I brought it up to you, is there was maybe 8, 9 men, boys.
Yes.
Right?
It was a co-ed basketball team.
It was it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, how did Troy get on the girls' team?
Yeah. Yeah, and then in the finale, in the basketball showdown, right, the opposing team were very young.
Yeah,
They were badly outclassed.
they were.
size-wise.
No, so I'm only bringing that up just to encourage all of the boys out there that in this show, it was nearly 10-1 girls to boys in this show. So if you are thinking I'm in junior high or high school and what am I going to do with my time? How do I meet girls? This is a great opportunity. If you're just playing the odds,
Yes.
if you're playing the odds,
Yes. Quite so.
if you want to get into the theater club, that's the way to do it. Honestly, that's how I got into theater in junior high. I was in youth theater. Music theater used to have youth theater that ran 3 days a week.
Oh.
At Benton Street. I'm so old. At Benton Street. Joan Fadden directed that, and boy, I could just go hang out with my friends and flirt with girls in junior high.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into this show. I was really impressed with this show.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a lot out of it just because it was a really short time frame.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure how engaged everybody was. But the one thing I did notice is everyone was really focused on this. We had the dance numbers. Everybody was all in. They were selling it. And then at the end, boy, they finished the thing and everybody was sweating. They gave it their all. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, the choreography was shockingly sharp for how long they worked at it. Really excellent.
Yes. And I'll credit Becca. I'm going to say Becca Romero, but it's Becca Allen. I've known her for too long. She just did a great job with that one. Let's go through and talk about the people who were in this. We have to start with Troy and Gabriella, who are the leads of this show, the star-crossed lovers who are deciding whether or not to be in Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Or Juliet and Romeo. They kept
Yes.
changing it.
Yes. Only one person is against this couple. Everybody is shockingly supportive.
Yes.
They all think it's just great. And there's one person who's against it, and also everybody hates her anyway. It's not a super compelling conflict.
Yeah, we do have to. We can talk about the script, and it is very predictable, and I think it's comfortable in that way. We all know what's going to happen here. Yeah, we talked. You mentioned before that a drama doesn't end well, but a comedy does.
Yeah.
And this one definitely ends well.
Yeah, yeah. They sang a song where, we were joking about that, about Carousel,
Yes.
last week, about how they don't shake hands and say, yeah, we all grew a lot today. This is great. They literally sing a song about how they all get along at the end of High School
Yes.
Musical.
Yeah, they're all in it together.
Yeah, they are. They are. They have gotten their head in the game, and they're all in
That's
it
right.
together now.
So Troy Bolton's played by Grant Chisholm, and we saw cast B. We went to
Yes.
opening night, so we saw cast B. So Grant Chisholm was playing Troy Bolton, and we've seen him in Percy Jackson, Big Fish at Eastmont High School.
Yeah, he's been Eastmont's leading man for a little while here now. So we've actually seen him quite a bit.
And the thing, and I'll just say what I think about when I see Grant on stage is that kid can play a teenage boy.
Absolutely. Got it spot on.
He's got it spot on. He's earnest and he can be a little awkward and unsure of himself and just charming in that way.
Yeah, which is often what the roles are calling for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And enjoy seeing Grant. I think that was a fantastic role for him. Gabriella, and I'm going to mangle this name. Is it Mile?
I'm going to bet Maylee.
Maylee?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do not know her.
Maylee England, who's unfamiliar to me, but really played Gabriella, I think the way that Gabriella should be played. A little subdued, waiting for Troy to make the move, which, of course, Troy doesn't do.
Embarrassing.
And a fantastic voice. I really liked hearing her on stage.
Yeah, and McLean Larson was in the show.
Yes.
Who we know from, he was the male lead in Big Fish, along
Yeah.
with Grant. Grant was the son, and McLean was the dad, because that's often how it has to go in high school shows. And McLean was just great in Big Fish. We were really into so Big Fish, was last year, and it was just a great production. And it was directed by Lana Bromley, who is now running Stage Kids.
Yes,
right?
she's the director, yeah.
Yeah, Michelle McCormick has gone on to another job.
She's at the local charter school, and she's the music and theater educator there.
Okay, great. Yeah, and I do not know Lana personally, but I know all the kids are really enthusiastic about her. And Big Fish was just dynamite. It was a really, really great show last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think we see the same kind of energy in this one, that even having kids for 10 days, they really gave it their all, and they seemed to be, you wanted to be part of the East High crew.
Henry Heddick always said that the mark of a good musical is that you in the audience want to climb up on stage with them.
Yes.
Right. That it's so bubbly and infectious and positive. Right.
Yes.
I can do that. But yeah.
I want to be one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, Taylor, who's Gabriella's friend, was played by Michaela Garcia. It's also new, but she was great. She was fine in this role.
Yep.
I wasn't familiar. Sharpay and Ryan, because they did not have a lot of boys, Ryan was being played by Summer Bromley. And she was great. Sharpay, Maddie McKee. McKee, that's right. Yeah, she was fantastic.
Yeah. Sharpay is kind of the only character with a decent amount of texture in the show, right? Is the
Yes.
villain. So kind of more meat there for a performer.
Yes, and I think with that one, Sharpay is supposed to be unlikable in what she does, but everybody likes her. I mean, the audience can't help but like Sharpay.
Yeah.
And she's the only one that's creating any type of friction, right? The basketball team, they're playing the big game, but they want to stop the game so they can help out Troy. Everybody wants to help out Troy and Gabriella.
Absolutely everybody is on board with it.
Yes.
They all just think it's great.
Yes.
And I remember watching the film originally, and the only character that at all reached out to me, and make of this what you will, was Sharpay's brother, who was her gay slave, and he knew that she was bad, but he just loved musical theater so much that he was helpless. He was he kept apologizing for her. He knew that she was toxic, but he needed to perform so much. I was
Yes.
man. That is some deep characterization going on there. This is involved stuff. This is real. So I find them to be a fun pair.
Yes. Well, and I think that Sharpay, Maddie here just killed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was an awesome performance. I did want to bring out probably the others that I think stood out to me. Teddy Fox as Zeke Baylor. And it's kind of weird that Taylor and Sharpay and Ryan don't have last names, but Zeke Baylor got a last name.
And Teddy has been in Leavenworth Summer Theater before.
Yes, he was Friedrich when I directed it.
Yeah, and
last
Teddy's
time,
mom is in 12th Night with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a family in theater.
Yeah. She is Rebecca. She is playing Maria.
Yeah.
Not in Sound of Music, though. In 12th Night. There's a
12th
Maria in 12th Night.
Yeah. No, Teddy, we've seen him come up through LST, but also all the way through Kashmir High School.
Yeah, Sebastian.
He played
last year.
Sebastian last year in Little Mermaid and was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know that his singing part, he has a little soul in him. It wasn't straight musical theater singing. There was a little jazz or R&B behind Teddy Fox.
Little Mermaid was good, the Kashmir production. But talking about Teddy, I wanted more crab walk. Teddy did the crab walk only like a couple of times. And I remember being like, you need to go all the way. We need 100% or 0% crab walk. And it's just such a great bit. It's so funny to see a human do that.
That is really hard to do through an entire show.
Listen, if you're going to do it, commit,
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll say Teddy was great as Zeke. And I listed two more that I think are fairly minor characters, but I think stood out to me because I really liked how they were played. There was Kelsey Nielsen, who plays the
playwright.
The playwright.
Yeah.
Yes, and she writes the songs,
Yeah.
which none of the songs sounded like they should be in Romeo and Juliet.
They clearly were not.
I don't know why they were singing, why they were rehearsing and auditioning with these songs.
Yeah.
And Jack Scott, who plays the basically the narrator, that's a great trope for the theater to have somebody on the side saying, "Well, here we are at the basketball game."
Yeah, your transitions. Yeah.
And they had a unit set, so it was difficult to tell where they were, except for the fact that Jack Scott would come out and say, "Now we're at the decathlon for math or whatever."
It's so funny, structurally speaking, the show, that the finale is like the championship game for basketball. Of course, that makes sense. Sports movies, it's a championship. That's the end of the season. But it's not the actual production of Juliet and Romeo. It's the callbacks.
Yes.
That's not the show, though.
Yeah.
That is the first step towards the show.
Yeah.
Maybe the show is awful, right? Don't pat yourself on the back yet,
Which it might be, because you cast the lead in Romeo and Juliet as two kids that have never done theater before.
Yes. This is a relevant issue. This is the basketball player and the math girl. Personally, I probably would have cast Sharpay and Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the ones with the chops. They've earned it.
I think so. Yeah, you don't know if Troy's going to flake on you.
Yeah, what if they break up? Like, that's
could.
the whole premise here.
Yeah.
Is that like they're getting together? What if in a week they discover they don't like each other? Your show is sunk.
Exactly.
Sharpay and Ryan are reliable, all right? They are workers. I would cast them every day.
You're going to rewrite this show, too.
Yeah. Once I'm done with...
I'm going to set this one in Vietnam.
Yeah. Sharpay is the prison warden, right? And Troy is an ex-con.
Sharpay would be a fabulous prison warden.
I would like to go to that prison.
Yeah.
I think that prison would be fun.
Yeah. So Kelsey Nielsen was played by Jane Burns, who really is a small role, but I thought she had a ton of stage presence.
Yeah.
When she was talking first off, she was on stage kind of, hunched over the piano. During a lot of the scenes, you didn't notice her. But then when the focus turned in her direction, she really lit up. I'd love to see her more on stage. And Jack Scott, Eli Wright, really didn't have much of a character, but the kid's got a great voice and sold it.
No, everybody really liked those little interstitial sections.
Yes.
You could feel it in the audience that they were all excited. The radio guy was going to talk to us again.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Lana Bromley, who's the director on this show. Normally it had been Michelle McCormick. She is now in the founder role. as she moves to her new position. But Lana, boy, what a fantastic performance she pulled out of these kids.
Yeah, especially in that amount of time, right?
Yeah, in a 10-day. You could tell she was exhausted, that she'd given it her all, and really did a great job, and I can't wait to see more. We already mentioned Becca as the choreographer. The dance numbers were fantastic, and we had 3 with the entire cast.
Yeah, that was a lot. I mean, Wenatchee High School has a big stage, but it was still an enormous formation. It was
Yes.
It was a lot of kids.
And she did have some kids that were listed as cheerleaders,
Yes.
and they were able to do backflips and
Oh yeah,
and
the featured dancer.
the featured dancer
Yeah.
type stuff. I know she was wise enough to put the absolute strongest dancers in the front row.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that from a choreographer.
I was always back left corner.
Oh, yeah.
in
No.
my formations.
Yeah.
This is just how it is.
Yeah, I'm heavy-footed. It was good to see Morgan Bertram again.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Morgan in a while. She's the dance captain on the show. And then we had Ken Cinco and James Wallace doing the tech. And boy, they just seem to be doing tech for a lot of different shows.
Yeah, they're around.
James does everything at the high school, and Ken Cinco seems to be available for all of them. He's been going out to Quincy and doing the tech for their shows.
What a mensch, tell you what.
That's right. We did say that we saw the cast B, and so we missed some of the kids that we're familiar with that were in the cast A cast, but they were just very minor characters, and I think a couple of them only showed up for the big dance numbers.
Yeah, I mean, in 10 days, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You wouldn't not only have like the largest roles, but also take a secondary significant role,
So the kids that I've seen that I kind of wished I could see go back and watch Cast A too was Bowden Sorum and Celia Keys, who are both Wenatchee High School kids that we've seen some great stuff in.
Yeah, Bodum was in the Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Celia was too. I remember Celia, she was a fantastic Matilda years ago.
Oh, Matilda.
Yeah.
With Dave Williams.
Yes. As Miss Trunchbull.
Yes.
I don't think we can do that one anymore.
And Dane Schmidt as the dad.
Was Dane the dad?
Yes, he was.
Oh,
Sang the
man.
song about TV.
Yes.
So, and to be clear here, me and Kevin are both on Team Dane. This is a Daniac podcast.
We are.
This is Team Daniac
Yes.
here.
From
Yes.
way back. Yeah.
Yes.
Then Clara LeBeau. I'm going to say that's how we pronounce it. And Ansley Edwards. I should know how to pronounce Clara's name because she has been doing a lot of stuff.
She's around. Tell you what.
She's been doing quite a bit.
Yeah.
And both of them are Eastmont kids, or at least they've been performing at the Eastmont stage. So, and we've seen great stuff from them. But they were in Cast A, and we didn't really get a chance to see what they could do.
Yeah.
So, I think that was about it for that show, for the
Yeah.
opening night of Stage Teens High School Musical Junior.
Yes.
And it was, again, they put it together in 10 days. It was a unit set. And although they cut 4 songs, it did not feel like a short show.
It had excellent momentum.
Yes.
It really moved.
It really moved. It
Yeah.
just, which, especially if you've got kids, high schoolers singing ballads and things, it can really slog. And this did
Yes.
not. It went really, really well.
Yeah. And then we have 2 opening nights coming up this next week.
Yes.
Yes.
And let's go for the stuff that's in rehearsals that's not quite opening.
Okay.
Okay. We've got Church Shakespeareans at Music Theater, which is the kids that are doing Shakespeare.
Yes.
And they are doing what show?
Comedy of Errors.
Comedy of Errors.
My
I think
gosh.
we had a mistake on that one last time, but they're doing
Yep.
Comedy of Errors. And Kelly Atwood's directing that one. I don't know how much Maddie Atwood's involved in this.
Yeah, because
this
of Dirty
year.
Rotten Scoundrels now.
Yeah.
And she's directing the Marvelous Wonderettes,
Yes.
excuse me, which is coming up in the fall slot.
That's right.
At MTW.
Yeah, that'll be October 16th. And 12th Night, the show you're working on, is going to be August 8th.
Yes.
And that'll be up at ICCA in the Meadow.
Yes. And so it's in the Meadow on the 8th and the 9th, and then it's at the Grunwald Guild the week after that, and I have it on the 15th.
Okay.
Yes.
The other thing, we didn't even include it last time, but because it is kind of a one-shot, so it's hard to call it an opening night, but it's the Mini Quest Tavern. It's a live Dungeons & Dragons that you've done twice already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that one will be at the PAC on August 23rd, and I think it's a new show.
Yeah, so we had a previous script, which was an original script, produced here, and we did it at Host Wenatchee and then at the museum.
Okay.
And now we're doing it at the PAC, kind of like on the stage, similar to the black box type stuff that they've done in the past. And it is the Curse of Greybeard's Treasure.
It's a pirate?
Yes, it is
It's
a
nautical?
pirate. Yes. Yeah, so we have a wonderful scriptwriter, our dungeon master, and he's prepared a new script, and they are rehearsing it right now. I am part of the production, but I'm not like a character. I am the host.
Okay.
Right. So I open it and I go, here are the rules. This is what we do. And now I turn it over to our wonderful cast of characters. And then they actually do the show itself. And then after that, I just do like color commentary.
So you're not a half-orc ranger or something?
I am not.
Okay.
I am not. Hilariously, for my own personal background, even though I am a nerd and I love musical theater, I am not a D&D person.
Really?
It is so contrary-wise to what you would intuit about me, but I just cannot do it. So I'm the facilitator. I am the host. I do not say I roll 2d6 to attack the orc with my short sword.
I love Dungeons & Dragons. I don't know if you knew that about me. I've been playing it for years.
There's the Venn diagram of like theater people and Dungeons & Dragons people is nearly a circle. I am like the solitary weirdo, on the outskirts there.
I'll also throw something else out there. My name is in the Player's Handbook.
What?
Third edition.
Third edition.
Which no one ever played. It did not last very long. Second edition was played forever, and then they were working on third edition. I was a beta tester.
I remember third edition.
Really?
Yes, because Neverwinter Nights 2 uses third edition.
Oh, okay.
It's got the insane class leveling system.
Yeah.
Where you wind up, I have 14 levels in Paladin. I have 3 levels in Golden Dragon Monk. It was a really, really sophisticated and developed class system, which kind of pointed the direction forward going from there. Because second edition D&D was complicated, but the class system was very simple.
Yes.
Right. You were a warrior. And if you were a human, you could dual class or multi-class. And if you were non-human, you could...
Yeah.
We're digressing.
Anyhow, that was third edition, which was quickly replaced by 3.5.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so, anyhow, that one, so that's my nerd cred.
Wow.
I always want to throw that out whenever I can.
Do you have a copy of it?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah, I could probably show that to you. I think my name's down at the bottom.
Nice.
Yeah. Mini Quest Taverns on August 23rd.
Yeah, so we have 2 shows that day at the PAC. We
Okay.
have an earlier show, which is like the kid-friendly show, and then a later show, which is like the less kid-friendly show.
Where you can swear and drink mead.
We, our last campaign, and Cynthia was very insistent with us that, it's for the kids, so keep it very, very clean. And they had a puzzle which was about putting rods in holes. And as the host, I was just standing there, just like boiling over the entire time. Like, you can't do this to me. You can't tell me my job is to make jokes, but I can't joke in a certain way and then have them go, how do we get this rod in this hole? I just don't know. And I'm like, the entire time. Cynthia was specifically torturing me. But it's a good show. It's actually done really, really well. People are really enthusiastic about it. So if you're interested at all, please come on by. It'll be really solid. We have this wonderful dungeon master who has prepared a really excellent script for us.
Awesome. The next, I think, real firm opening night is the Marvelous Wonderettes at Music Theater, and that'll be October 16th.
Yes.
We do have a big gap in theater, and I'm not sure how the podcast is going to handle it, or really how the opening nightclub is going to handle it, because there will be no meetings during most of September.
Well, there's going to be the reopening of Humans: A Brief Primer in September. So that is
We
what's
need to get that on the calendar.
Got to get. I need to talk to the director of events at the Bushel and Bee Tap Room and get that nailed down.
So yes, we will definitely want to be talking about that as we're coming up to it. Mm-hmm. So that leaves us with this next week, which is the meetings of the opening nightclub, and we have 2, count them, 2 opening nights coming up this next week. We've got Little Mermaid at Leavenworth Summer Theater in the Fest Hall on July 30th. And then at the Pack for Hot August Nights, we have Dirty Rotten Scoundrels on August 1st.
Yes.
Okay.
So we will not be at the opening night for Little Mermaid.
No, I will be out of town, but I'm going to watch it anyway.
So yeah, and I will be at the Friends and Family preview the previous night, which is not open to the public.
You're so special.
I'm very special. Anybody can be that special if they lug around as many props and stage pieces as I do. But we will not be there. But I am planning tentatively on being at the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels opening night on August 1st. I already have tickets with the beautiful TJ Farrell for one of Rowan's days. Rowan Kapler is in the show. He's the understudy for the male lead, one of the two male leads. And he has 2 days where he is going to be performing. And we're good friends with Rowan. I'm a big Rowan fan, so I'll be there for one of his 2 days.
Been following Rowan for a while.
Yeah, Rowan has been at it, and Rowan's parents, Pete and Meg, are local theater luminaries. They were a big part of Full Circle Theater, and they put on excellent shows. And Pete is in 12th Night with me.
It's all connected, man.
It's a dense little community
It
we have
is.
here.
Well, let me run through the cast for Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, just so everybody knows who's going to be in it. First off, John Merritt is Lawrence Jameson, and John has been around theater for quite a while. He's been on the board of Music Theater, and I love working with him. Adam Eagle as Freddie Benson, Sarah Melissa Daniels as Christine Colgate, Matthew Pippin as Andre Tibble, Tracy Trotter as Muriel, Maddie Atwood as Jolene. And then in the ensemble, we've got Rowan Kapler, Kyle Eberth, Tin Trong, Lauren Malloy, Josh Brack, Ella Berry, Katie Ringley, Haley Scheffler.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't read Haley's name with her new last name.
When you started to say that last name, I was like, okay, who's that? Who's that lady? Yeah, wow. Congratulations, Haley.
Yeah, we've got a new actress in town, and she's fantastic. Lexine Forsyth, Abby Kimmel, and Vicky Michael.
Yeah.
So, as you said, Rowan Kapler is going to be understudying Freddie, and Ella Berry is understudying Christine. So I'm very excited about this show. These are people that have been doing great things in local theater, and Hot August Nights always puts on a good show. They're going to be, I'm assuming, using the black box style theater.
I have to think so. They always do.
They always do. That one, I know that you'll probably want to get tickets early on this one. Opening night is filling up.
It is. I was actually looking at it just before we recorded. And it is getting thin. Yeah, these are all really solid performers. We all love. I've never seen the show. We all love the movie, right?
Yeah.
Steve Martin in his prime. Later on, he degenerated pretty badly. But back in the '80s, he was dynamite. Tell you what.
Yeah. No, I think originally Norbert Leo Butz was in this on Broadway.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
So, yeah, no, it's a solid show, and if you aren't familiar with it as a Broadway show, it's been very successful. Okay, so Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, that is opening, is that a Friday night, August 1st?
Yes.
Okay, so it's opening on Friday night. Opening night club will be there. Then we have opening night for LST's Little Mermaid, which will be on the 30th.
Which is a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday night. I'm going to go through the cast, and I hope I don't mangle these names. What we've seen with this cast is there's a lot of people we're not familiar with.
Yeah, so for background, Casey Craig is directing it. Casey Craig is the Associate Director of Youth Education at the Village Theater in Issaquah. Village Theater is a pretty prominent regional theater here. And he directed The Sound of Music last year, 2024, and he also directed Bye Bye Birdie in 2017, which I went and saw. This is before I started working for Leavenworth Summer Theater, and it was a really great show.
He does a great job, and just the nicest guy.
Yeah. I had a really I was Max Detweiler last year in Casey's Sound of Music, and it was a really positive experience because he's the youth education guy, at in Issaquah. He was really good with the kids.
Yes.
He was good with everybody, but you really saw it that he was really, really, really excellent in terms of keeping the kids focused and keeping them on task, which is a lot of the job of directing Sound of Music.
Yes. Yeah, no, it definitely is. So let me go through the cast here. Ariel is being played by Chalia Wendland. Prince Eric is Connor Adair. Ursula is Aaron Norman. Grimsby is our friend Gary Hesse. Flounders, Lucy Price. Cuthill is Drew Bates. King Triton is Jared White. Sebastian is Keone DeLay. The Chef Louis is being played by Kathy Bronson.
Yes, our own Kathy.
That's right. Flotsam and Jetsam will be played by Sarah Lest and Kakoa DeLay. And the Merce sisters, I'll go through them. Freya Jorgensen, Ariana Thompson, Sophie McCutcheon, Yuka Kawai, Monica Tam, Fiona Palazzi. And then the ensemble understudies and swings are going to be Lucy Price, Keone DeLay, Sarah Lest, Yuka Kawai, Olivia Bedell, Lucy Thomas, Katie Newberry, and Kathy Bronson. As character swing, she's playing Sebastian, Cuthill, Grimsby, and Triton.
Yes.
Wow.
That's a range.
That's a range.
And there's a lot of names, and also it's a range of names.
I would love to see Kathy Bronson play King Triton.
I think we all would.
Oh, wow.
I would love if she was pilot, Chef Louis, and King Triton in one show.
Man.
Poor Kathy. That would be a marathon. My gosh.
So there's a lot of names that I haven't seen, but what I've seen online is the dance numbers look fantastic.
Yeah, Little Mermaid's kind of a dance show, and it's a concept production.
Yes.
They have scaffolding and a grocery cart on stage. We set the stage up the other day, so it's in the fest hall, which is kind of like a general purpose event space. And we put up bleachers and chairs and curtains, so it's been quite a job. And we're all very interested in seeing how it turns out, because it is not going to be your mama's Little Mermaid.
It's a really hard one, because if you want to make it look like the cartoon, that's very, very difficult. It's very difficult to costume. It's difficult on the set and the staging, the lighting. Everything becomes very difficult if you want to make it look like a cartoon.
Yeah. No, that's kind of the job, is like, what are we going to do with the Little Mermaid? Do we put them on? I know traditionally they were on like Heelys to represent
Yes.
being fish.
Yes.
Right. But maybe that's not practical, you know. So it's going to be, I've been told that the concept is Margaritaville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm very interested.
Which kind of fits in with Under the Sea and those numbers.
Yeah. I'm very interested in seeing how it turns out. I will be there on Tuesday. I am hyped for it. Absolutely.
Okay. So that one I know is selling out quickly. Opening
Yes.
night. You'll need to get tickets if you want to join us there for opening night of Little Mermaid up at Leavenworth Summer Theater. Both of these shows are going to be very, very good shows. So I would encourage you, if you are a theater enthusiast in the area and you want to show how much you appreciate local theater, join us. Join the opening night club as we go to opening night of both of these shows. Okay, that is it for our opening night club podcast for this week. Thanks to everybody who put on stage Teens High School Musical Junior. And for those of you who want to join us this next week, we'll be at Little Mermaid on July 30th and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels on August 1st. So we will see you next week, and we will see you at opening night. Thanks for listening to the Opening Night Club. If you enjoy hearing about local theater events, leave us a comment, and even better, subscribe or follow the show. We're thrilled to have you in the club, and we'll see you at the next opening night.